Hey, how you doing? This is Steve, real estate agent with Keller Williams at Sugarloaf with the Malone Realty Group, giving you a quick update of what's going on in the market. We're in the middle of our mega camp this year, so that's Keller Williams' yearly training seminar or training kind of thing that we do every year. Normally, it's in Austin, Texas. This year, obviously, because it's crazy Corona year, we don't get to go to Austin. We do it virtually, but we've been doing it here and doing a lot of classes, learning some of the stuff, what's going on in the market, things to go forward, things like that. But one of the themes that we keep talking about is regarding the market where it is right now. There's a lot of misconceptions nationally, maybe not so much locally, but there are still some people that locally they may think some of these things. So there are some misconceptions because of the economy is it's really weird right now because despite the fact that the overall unemployment is down, it's not down across the board. There's some sectors that are much more unemployment than others. There's certain age ranges that are much more unemployment than others. For that reason, it has had a bigger impact on certain sectors more than others. That being said, real estate is really not one of those sectors that's seen a lot of a pullback because of the downturn in the economy. It's actually, we've had a very busy year. We had a couple months where things kind of ratcheted back a little bit. Things have gone forward even more so in the last couple months than what we saw this time last year. So the market's kind of picked up. That being said, so there's three common misconceptions that people have, whether they're thinking about buying or selling, misconceptions people have about the real estate market right now because of all the coronavirus. So number one, it's a bad time to sell your house. This is a terrible time to sell your house. So that's kind of the conception because it's the middle of the pandemic, with the coronavirus and with the unemployment being where it is, with everything being where it is a terrible time to sell. That's not really the case because a lot of people think that. There aren't a lot of people selling their house. We have inventory that is at record lows right now. All across the country, especially here in the metro Atlanta area. I mean, if it looks the part and you're priced close to where you're supposed to be, it's going to sell. That's kind of the market that we're in right now. So that being said, it's a great time to sell because there's a lot of people who think this is not a good time to sell. So they're sitting on the sidelines waiting for things to change. There are people who are jumping in right now saying, I'm going to take advantage of the situation, especially considering the fact that they have equity in their house. So it's a great time to sell because it's an extreme seller's market and you have equity in your home. So you're going to get top dollar and you're going to be able to cash out a lot of equity because prices have gone up so much over the last couple of years. So is it a bad time to sell? That's the misconception that it is. Really, it's not. So that's number one. Number two, prices are down. And that's why you don't want to sell because the prices have dropped considerably since the beginning of the pandemic. Right? Not really. No. The latest stats that we saw are actually year-over-year prices right now versus this time last year. The year-over-year prices about 8% higher now than it was this time last year. Yes, there's been a pandemic. Yes, there's an increase in unemployment. Yes, to all of that. That being said, there's two main factors that's driving everything. Extremely low / record low interest rates and the lack of inventory. Those two things, it's a supply and demand thing. That's capitalism, supply and demand. The supply is low because we have so few people wanting to sell, and the demand is high because you got a lot of people who want to take advantage of record low interest rates. And also, you've got people who were living close to the city because they wanted to be close to work. Now we get to work from home. We can live anywhere. So I've got buyers that I've worked with that they want to go further out. They want to get more land. They want to get more rooms in the house. And because of the rates, they can afford to do that. And afford, because of the being able to telework, they can actually live wherever they want to live. So because of that, the demand high, supply is low, the prices have gone up. So that's another misconception. Everybody says the prices are down because of the economy, prices are down because of the virus. Not true. All right, so that's number two. Number three, the buyers, they're on the sidelines waiting. Because, why would you want to go buy right now? Because of all the craziness going on in the world. No, the buyers are not. The buyers are very active. We're seeing, a lot of foot traffic as far as people who are in the market. The reason for that is, and we keep talking about this, but the reason for that is March and April were slower months because we really didn't know what was going on. Um, we didn't know what was going to happen with the economy, things like that. Since then, there are people that wanted to buy March, April. They got pushed, down the road into the summertime. Then you have your normal people that want to sell or buy a house in the summertime, and then you've got your other people who want to take advantage of the market. We want to buy in the summertime. So you got all these people. Normally this is the size of the pool. It's about this size right now. The other thing is, one of the reasons people aren't selling their homes is because they're a little nervous about having people in their house touching things like that with the virus out there. Buyers, they don't have to touch things. They don't have to worry about going back home and having that issues. They're going into somebody else's house, so they're not as nervous about the virus and going out and taking a look at homes, going forward. So that being said, those are the three misconceptions that we're seeing nationally. Again, number one, it's a bad time to sell. That's a huge misconception because it's a great time to sell. Prices are down. It's another misconception. That's wrong. They're up 8%, and their buyers are waiting. No, they are not. I promise you. I'm working with some buyers right now. It is crazy trying to get an offer in on a house that goes up on the market. And if it looks the part and it's priced right, you better be ready to rock and roll and put an offer in because those houses are going to go quick. So yeah, the buyers are there. So that being said, if you have any more questions about what's going on in the market, because it seems to change kind of week to week and month to month as we head through the end of this year, there's, I think, a lot of surprises left for 2020 as far as real estate goes. And 2021 could be a very, very interesting year in real estate because there's a lot of dominoes that could fall. We're going to be talking about that more over the next couple of videos. But right now, the big thing we want to talk about is those misconceptions. It is not a bad time to sell. Prices are up. The buyers are there. So if you want to talk about it, give me a shout, 470-233-4409. This is Steve, Keller Williams, Malone Realty Group. Y'all be good. Thanks.